Ladies and gentlemen, let's dive into the action. Echo Isles, we have Romantic on the human side of things against XiaoKK, legendary orc player from China. And the map being Echo Isles always makes me happy because I feel like on Echo Isles we get such good games these days because so many people actually have a vast variety of different tactics ready that they can, deploy. Especially orcs have become really adaptive, I want to call it, because especially against Night Elf, for example, they now have several tactics ready. They can, tier 2 expand. I wouldn't call it a fast expand anymore, tier 2, but they can sometimes do that to counter out the economy lead of the Night Elf player. Against human, it's a little bit trickier, I feel, because humans have so many ways of actually, interrupting and canceling the expansion. Archmage, Water Elemental oftentimes can be enough to actually do that all by themselves, while the Mountain King, for example, is creeping up a storm. But human themselves as well, they're looking much stronger now than they did at the beginning of this new era, of the 1.3.0 era, So humans, I think, have become a lot more scary. Same about the orcs, though, especially with this cunning man here, with Blademaster getting back to his former strength on the crits. Now slicing and dicing, and look at this. I love it. I love it so much. Humans, I talked to Priest about it during the interview for last fight night on the Heroes Hearth channel, right? So in the interview, Priest, human player, he said that the hero choices for human are set in stone, right? You are going to be relying on the Archmage, whether you like it or not, because Brilliance Aura is so strong. Without the aura, other human heroes don't really come into play. Mountain King is always going to be out of mana. Same goes for the Bloodmage, and of course the Paladin too. So he was kind of complaining about that. Similar to Undead players when they have a Death Knight, and without Death Knight, Undead doesn't really function nearly as well. But you know what? Romantic, one of the best humans in the world, he says, no. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna defy the meta, and I'm going for a Blood Mage first. Now, why Blood Mage first? What can that hero actually contribute to the early game? Well, he can either, let's actually double check which skills he went for. Oh, I think I forgot to start my overlays. Sorry about that, guys. We're going to have a game without overlays, but I'm going to try to keep you guys up to date anyways. And we see the Banish. That was already my suggestion too. The Banish, of course, can be used in two ways, offensively and defensively. If used offensively, you can use it on an enemy target to prevent it from attacking or nuke it down with magic damage, as it will take extra damage while in the ethereal form. You can also use it defensively, though, on an own unit. One of your units is getting focused down by a Blademaster focus fire, you just banish it, and the Blademaster can no longer attack it. So with Bloodmage, you have a really flexible playstyle. At level 2, we're probably going to see the Siphon Mana. Level 2 was acquired, by the way, thanks to the Militia Fast Creep near the Mercenary Camp here. So yeah, Siphon Mana, there it is. You can zap the mana away from the Blademaster, which then can no longer use as many Windwalks. He's no longer as mobile, as threatening. That being said, though, the Blademaster is still a force to be reckoned with, especially with a Bloodmage. He is relatively squishy, he's an intelligence hero after all, but look at the damage that he took and how nicely it gets healed away by the Forest Troll Shadow Priest. So nice, and I love that Romantic went for that little mercenary here, because otherwise he would be in quite a lot of trouble. There is no shop ready, so that means no healing available, so he needs a little something to counter-heal the damage dished out by the Blademaster. Now, the human is level 2. The Blademaster was able to get a little bit of creeping done himself here. He also got some workers. Wait, did he actually creep at all? I don't think he crept at all. I think it was all worker XP, right? 1, 2, 3, 4 workers went down. Yeah, that's actually huge. Holy crap. I thought some grunts were maybe doing a green spot over there, but nope. That's all worker experience. And the timing was really crucial there as well for the Orc to hit him. While the militias were taking a lot of damage from those mercenaries, sorry, from the creeps at the mercenary camp, super huge. If you have a good nose and you can smell it out, you're gonna get loads of damage done. Now, we see double claws, by the way, as well. So much damage. I'm pretty sure he bought one claw and maybe stole the other one. So this Blademaster already is so scary, especially once he gets to level 2 with crit. There it is. So we're gonna see some critting here as well now. Fantastic. In the meantime, though, Romantic says, you know what? I don't really care about getting creep jacked here that one time. We're going to go for another militia camp, and we're going to build up a scout tower as fast as possible. Look at that power build here. It's going to be ready in no time. And he really needs the tower reinforcements, you know. The arcane towers to keep the Blademaster at bay, to deny him an escape with a Windwalk, but also some normal towers later. Does he even have a lumber mill? No, not yet. In terms of wood, he's actually been taking heavy damage because of all those lost workers. He had to rebuild all of them. And now with the power build, of course, you know, consuming additional lumber, there is no tier 2 tech at all in the near future for Romantic. So he relies additionally on mercenaries. So he can basically bolster up his forces, get a little bit of piercing damage in there as well, without really, you know, needing to rely on Riflemen. Now, we focused a lot on the human and his plan of action with the expansion, basically making it through uncontestedly. Let's focus a little bit on XiaoKK here, who is creeping his own gold mine. Oh my god, he gets another one! That is plus 18 damage after not even 5 minutes into the game. Barely 5 minutes into the game. Are you kidding me? And don't you tell me that the Blademaster is now going to get focused down, right? Okay, the healing self is active. He does have enough mana for a couple of Windwalks. So he needs to peace out right now, wait for the healing to kick in, and then slice and dice his way through with that plus 18 damage. But this Madman actually goes back without waiting, tries to focus down a unit, but you could immediately see the counter banish. Whenever the Blademaster tries to focus a unit down, boom, Bloodmage banishes that target, and no longer can the Blademaster hit it. I'm not sure if Blademasters can hit a banished target with a lightning orb. I don't think it's possible though, because the attack itself still counts as physical. We see some counter CC here though. Instead of banish, this time it's the Hex. So that's really useful, and the banish is so good. Zaps the mana away from the Shadow Hunter, who's so mana dependent. Now, however, we need to be careful. One Shaman is into the fray, and the TP gets forced out immediately. Now, this was still okay, I think, for Romantic, that is, for the human player, because first of all, he's got double income now. The tower, of course, a little bit unfortunate here because it completely messes up the peon line, or the worker line, but shouldn't really result in too much of a hassle. But yeah, the Arcane Vault is ready. That means there is healing. Double income means he can easily afford another TP. Not right now, of course, because he needs tier 2 for that. But yeah, speaking of tier 2, look at how low Romantic is on lumber still. Are you kidding me? 16 lumber. He's also producing Riflemen right now. Is he going to go double barracks? He is already on double barracks. So is he trying to go mass tier 1 and overwhelm the orc with sheer numbers? And maybe a level 4 Bloodmage? That means, of course, no second hero either. He probably relies on a one hero play here. Bloodmage can become quite scary, actually. Sometimes Bloodmages at level 4 take Flame Strike because, you know, banish or siphon mana at level 1 already strong enough. Let's see which route he's going to go for. The Blademaster, though. He sniffs it out, and the Hex is so good. We also see some Raiders in the fray now, but I love the shop control here coming in from Romantic, really buying the Invul potion earlier to have a little bit of counter burst. But look at this Blademaster. He just has one mission, and that is nuke the freaking guy down. We have a Hex here as well. The banish is not enough to keep the Bloodmage safe for now. Has to use a healing scroll for just one unit. The value gods do not approve of that. And here comes another Hex, easy peasy. There goes the orc. Had another ensnare ready in a couple of seconds there as well, I think. And there goes the human hero. And with just units, I don't think he can hold this at bay at all. The Blademaster alone could probably kill all of those units simply because of his crazy inventory, guys. Chases down the Berserker, which is one of the more valuable units of Romantic here. Can he deny it? Yes, he can. The Blademaster, if XiaoKK had played that a little bit more carefully, he could have probably waited for the last hit. Doesn't really matter, though. A dead enemy unit is a dead enemy unit. And you normally don't want to occupy yourself too much when there's other micro to be done, like, you know, building stuff in your base or making an expansion, certainly more important. Speaking of expansions, the orc expansion is going to go down, and since he just killed the human hero, I don't think there is much Romantic can do. And at this point in time, we look at the course of the game, and although the human player has the advantage economically, I'm still a little concerned about the lumber, I'm concerned about the tech, and I'm also concerned about the hero choice. Because this Bloodmage, although I love seeing it, without a second hero to back it up, probably going to be a Mountain King here, by the way. I don't see this work against a strong Blademaster and the Hex and the Ensnare. So much focus there available for XiaoKK. Now, a Blademaster could be pretty cool because Banish, once again, as I said earlier, causes targets to take extra magic damage. So a Stormbolt to the face, maybe a Thunderclap as well, and boom goes the focus damage. Now, once again, look at this point. At this point, XiaoKK is all about focusing the hero. But during all of this, he forgot that the human units were focusing on his expansion, right? So orc expansions, what is their greatest weakness? It is the long building process. So they are so susceptible to getting cancelled all the time, especially on a smaller map like Echo Isles. And I'm pretty sure Romantic can do this a couple of times here already. I mean, his income is so far superior compared to the orc right now. He can easily afford a TP over and over and over again. He buys more mercenaries there as well. And yeah, with the Crystal Ball, by the way, now no longer being an epic item, but basically being a rare item at level 3 creep spots, you know, he can always double check. Like, he can always look at this location here to confirm, hey, is my opponent building another expansion? Let me find a nice time window to cancel that again, my man. So he's buying time, you know, for his own tech, which was so late, by the way, but tier 2 is almost there. He's got a lumber mill finally. That speeds up the lumber ring process quite a bit. We see upgrades coming in as well. Let's actually double check on the rifles. 1-0, soon to be 1-1. And it looks like he's transitioning over from melee footies and mercenaries into riflemen. You know, double barracks riflemen. Could even be a paladin, honestly, right? With mass rifles, instead of a mountain king, I could totally see a paladin with aura. Level 1 or level 2. Let's see. I mean, he's got enough food. He just needs to fight the orc off, who's cheekily trying to get some structural damage done here. But with militia, this should be no problem, right? We see a lightning shield coming in from the shaman, but immediately gets banished. Kind of cool, but the lightning shield still, of course, persists. I didn't even know that was a thing. So that's kind of cool to see. But yeah, I think there's too much front line for the orc player to punch through, and the rifles are just going to clean house. Level 4 Bloodmage, once again getting focused here. Ensnare, Hex. No TP, banished last second though, but this is a dead hero. The Blademaster got it again. Level 4 now, level 2 crit baby, let's go. The Shadow Hunter is still looking mighty healthy. And although the orc doesn't have the unit material to win the battle, he's got the heroes. Untouched Blademaster. Shung, shung, waiting for the crit. And these Riflemen, they are good units, mind you, but they can definitely not hurt the Blademaster, who does not care about piercing damage. Level 4 Shadow Hunter. A nice surround with militia, but is there really damage available? No. Easy peasy. Uses the Windwalk to block the Shadow Hunter out, by the way. Cool move there. But now the Blademaster all of a sudden is surrounded, has no more mana left. The units seem to be enough. No, they don't seem to be enough. A beautiful kill here allows him to break off the surround. Man, oh man, oh man. XiaoKK. He's got the damage done. He likely finds another... Oh, come on. You gotta be kidding me, Romantic. You just bought him from the tavern only to feed him again? Are you really trying to make that Blademaster level 5 so badly? He's already 4.5. Chases a couple of riflemen down now. Needs to be careful, though. XiaoKK cannot afford to lose heroes. Although it looks silly for Romantic, you could always argue, double income, baby. Look at how rich he is. He's a rich Romantic fella. But he can't feed the heroes too much either, because those orc heroes are going to get out of control at some point. That being said, though, although XiaoKK looked good in that fight and killed a couple of units and heroes, where's his army? He lost a couple of units himself. He's going heavy into upgrades right now, armor and attack. He's trying to go for more grunts, which makes sense against the rifles. And maybe some more raiders to trap them, and some shamans. So he doesn't really switch tech, he doesn't really switch his army composition. He's going for the same stuff, just needs to reproduce. Footman gets disposed of. He's probably trying to get some food free here. And, you know, the best way of getting rid of food without the enemies benefiting of it is just feed it to the creeps. So the orc doesn't get any experience of it. During that, by the way, I love that XiaoKK wasn't idle. I love that he just wasn't chilling, but he was actually going for his own expansion there as well. Yep, the footy decided to die. Pay your respects. Press F. Thank you very much. And here we go. We have another attack. Sneaky beaky. But this time he gets the blacksmith. And you know, that is a little bit of an annoying blow here. That means he can't really reproduce more riflemen. He can't go for any more upgrades. which at this point I think would be a good time to check. 2-1, hard-hitting little dwarves. Do we even see a second hero? Is this really a one-hero play by Romantic? Is he going for the Phoenix Dream? Is he living up that Phoenix life? Phoenix, one of the coolest and most beautiful heroic abilities or ultimates in the game. Oh my goodness, the hero focus is real, but this time, Hail Mage Fire is prepared. Look at his inventory. Invul, healing, healing. Let's go. He's sapping the mana away from the Shadow Hunter once again. He doesn't have a shop here. He's using all the healing here. Nice body blocks as well, and good focus fire with those Riflemen. And I think at this point, XiaoKK needs to be careful. Those Riflemen, if left unattended, are going to evaporate the Orc army. Look at this. The Raiders, they fall so quickly. There is no Dispel, by the way. There is nothing. No Arcane Sanctum, no Priests, no Tier 3. Looks like he is committed to the double Rax Rifleman play, dudes. Okay. The Blademaster, though, so close to level 5. But as you can see, his experience progress has been halted, has been slowed quite a bit, right? It has been slowed down quite a bit. He's tanky. He's got the damage as well. But is that going to be enough, ladies and gentlemen? Is that going to be enough? And we have an almost level 5 Bloodmage. And, I mean, I haven't seen Phoenix since my own days when I played custom games in Warcraft 3. And some of the Bloodmage hero equivalents, they had a Phoenix ready. But in an actual competitive game, I haven't seen Phoenix at all in my relatively young casting career for Warcraft 3. We have fortified armor, by the way, so these burrows and these towers can pack a punch, especially against piercing damage. But it looks like XiaoKK is going for a little bit of a base race here. Lightning Shield, beautiful, affects all those workers. He was trying to snipe the keep. Good luck with that, though. And the Blademaster, once again, very low in mana, very low. These Riflemen in a really nice concave, they're just going to snipe down the enemy units. Yeah, but honestly, both players not really with a whole lot of damage. Oh boy. This is pretty much a stalemate right now. I think Romantic is committed. He wants to make that Phoenix a reality. He wants to make our wet dreams come true. And I could respect him for that. Level 5 is here now. That means no more creeping experience. He can only get enemy XP from units and heroes. Not neutral experience anymore. The Orc, of course, with double heroes available, is slower a little bit in terms of advancing to the next level. But I think also Romantic has just played so much better now. Look at how desperate XiaoKK is. He's trying to go for a single unit snipe, takes a lot of damage and uses all of his mana for it. He does have a Wand of Mana Stealing, he could use that. But it's not really worth using it against the Bloodmage anyways. Why? Because he's got the Siphon mana, so he takes it back. You know, you siphon like 50 mana from someone, he doesn't care about it. He gets the mana back already. Super nice. And he never leaves the house now without a potion of invulnerability and a healing potion. I like that. Could actually go for a TP as well. I would have gone for one precaution TP because you never know what an Orc with Raiders is going to do, you know. And XiaoKK all game long has played this very aggressive split pushing style. So it looks like Romantic doesn't really want to go for a TP. He could get one here. Okay, at the Goblin Merchant, I like that. The advantage, of course, being that he still can dish out some damage here. So both players are turtling up with towers to keep the other person at bay. The thing is, at this point, I think the Orc has the upper hand. First of all, he's got more siege damage with the Raiders. And secondly, his towers at the expansion are so scary to deal with for the human. Oh, no way he's going to get the keep, right? Too many towers, I think, close to the keep there in the safe backline that could potentially prevent the workers from repairing. Well, I like one or two towers in the back to be safe. I think I wouldn't have minded maybe another one here and one over here, just so that the workers have more surface to repair from. But I guess if you have the towers safe in the back, you make sure that the Raiders can't even attack in the first place. So I guess both is pretty much okay. We see a cheeky Voodoo Lounge here in the middle of the map, which allows the Orc hero to be a little bit more flexible when it comes to picking up new items. And I love what XiaoKK is doing here. He's basically forcing up his game plan onto the human, right? Look at the mana siphon, dude. It's insane. This Shadow Hunter went from almost full mana to half mana. Absolutely bonkers. But yeah, the Orc realizes, XiaoKK realizes that in a straight up fight at this point against this mass of rifles and a level 5 mage, he probably couldn't do much. And here comes the retraining. Look at this. he's going to probably go from Banish into Flame Strike. Sorry, once again, I forgot to activate my overlay. Otherwise, we could confirm it immediately. But we're definitely going to see a Flame Strike here against the Peons. Watch it. So much damage! Beautiful. He weakens the buildings all at the same time, only to TP back and fight the Orc. The Orc, in the meantime, though, heavily committed, heavily trying to snipe down the keep, but too many peasants, too many workers are repairing, and another big Flame Strike. Keep in mind, though, just like Blizzard from the Archmage, this thing also hurts friendly units standing inside. So you gotta be double careful. You gotta have to be double as careful where you place it. So I think, I'm pretty sure it's level 3 Flame Strike and level 1 Banish and level 1 Siphon. So he has a little bit of something. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. I like this build quite a bit. The Flame Strike, of course, at this point gets so much value against the sieging units, the raiders most importantly, and against enemy buildings too. And it's going to take ages for the Orc to repair all that. So all it takes is maybe 1 or 2 more run-bys, and this Orc expansion is going to be toast. And because XiaoKK has to invest so much money into rebuilding all those structures and repairing them, his army is tiny. It's basically not even an army. It's a Blademaster squad. It's an escort squad. Oh my goodness. If he's getting locked in here at level 5, by the way. Yep, let's see that level 3 crit. I mean, it has to be level 3 crit because he's not having any mana right now. He's not going to get any mana anytime soon. Oh god. Romantic says, you know what? I don't care about that. You can have all my peasants. Those towers eventually are going to deal with you. And we're going to deal with that tower spot. Beautiful. Gets a peon kill. Gets 2 towers. The ultimate sieging spell, Flame Strike, does terrible, terrible damage onto the Orc structures. And XiaoKK has to look at his base, at his expansion, and only see the smoking, scorched rest of it. Fantastic. So many rifles. XiaoKK says, you know what? I'm going to go for the heaviest hitting normal attack unit that I have, and that is Torrents. Does he have Bloodlust? No. No master training for the shamans. But Torrents, of course, ever since the latest patch, do have a mini pulverize. So they don't even need the Bloodlust too much, in my opinion. They already have sick AoE. And as rough as it seemed for XiaoKK, those Torrents, 4 at a time right now, they are demolishing those Riflemen if left unchecked, left unattended. And the good thing is, level 6. Level 6 Bloodmage. The Phoenix rises from the ashes. There it is. A powerful flying unit that constantly damages itself. But once it dies, it will actually go into egg form. And if left unattended, the egg will spawn another Phoenix. And this is potentially a Perpetuum mobile. Unless XiaoKK actively takes care of it, it will always come again to haunt him. And this Phoenix can now be used to kill peons. It also has an AoE emulation aura. Look at this. Those poor little peons don't even know what hit him. This is insane! This is the ultimate harass weapon that also renews itself. There goes 1, 2 peons for the Phoenix. It's a hungry bird. And then you just fly to a safe location. Wait, what happens if it's over terrain? Ooh, if it's over the forest, is it going to go to the nearest safe location, or is it just going to die? I'm not 100% sure. It's been a while since I last saw a Phoenix. The creeps are not strong enough to kill it, and here it goes. This is so sick. The Blademaster, though, with a lightning orb, he can deal with it. Nicely done. But this is basically a one-man harassing army now. The Phoenix, so strong. However, keep in mind that Romantic now knows that the Blademaster for now seems to be the dedicated anti-air defense. So he could try to go for an attack here on this army if he finds it in the open. The Phoenix could also just fly now over to the main base, which is exactly what Romantic is going to do. He's probably going to let it rebirth in here. That's what I would do, yeah.
A player's forces are under attack.
There we go. The egg is tiny. And when you don't spot it, you can't kill it. And that means there's going to be a permanent Phoenix up in your back. That is so cool. I love it so much. And there it goes. Let's check how much gold there is left in the expansion for Romantic. 1,300. 7,000 left for XiaoKK. If he can live long enough, then he's definitely going to win the resource battle. Excuse me. So much damage. This Phoenix is a machine. Destroys those towers from being... prevents those towers from being made all the time. Forces the attention of the Blademaster. Now we've got Bloodlust available, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. The Shaman's finally on Master Tier. The Focus Fire is real on the Blademaster. Uses the TP immediately. Could have used his potions there as well. But with Lightning Shield galore and Bloodlust at Torn, you don't want to fight there in the open. Oh my goodness, the Lightning Shield dealing so much damage there. Needs to be careful not to lose any rifles. I think for Romantic to take a good fight, he needs to go for one of the few choke points on Echo Isles. Maybe here, maybe in between the tavern. He needs to make sure that as few of those Torrents as possible reach his backline. I love the Ensnare, and that means bye-bye Phoenix, right? No way. Does he have another Ensnare? Okay. Phoenix is gone. There's another one. It lived long enough for the cooldown to be ready on the Bloodmage. All the debates. All the debates are real. I love it. Just when XiaoKK thought it was done for, there goes another one. Because the cooldown continues to tick while the previous Phoenix is still alive. So if Romantic plays this smartly, he's always going to have a Phoenix up. And look at this armada of rifles. The bandage onto the Blademaster is so useful. Needs to micro those Riflemen a little bit more, because otherwise those Torrents are going to stampede over them. The Phoenix now also helping in the fight. Magic damage is great against those Torrents. This time the Shadow Hunter not really getting drained all the mana from, and he can heal those Torrents until the end of times. Level 6 Blademaster is soon a thing of reality. Has no mana though. Has no mana to use Bladestorm. Against Riflemen, that would be the wet dream come true. And the Orc takes the victory. Romantic taps out after an incredible game with late game heroes galore. Unfortunately, before we could see the Bladestorm, that would have been a thing of beauty. Into the vast backline of Riflemen, but that was an insane game, ladies and gentlemen. For a moment, I thought Romantic had it, especially with that beautiful Phoenix harass. But ultimately, you gotta give it to XiaoKK, countering those mass Riflemen perfectly. Bloodlust Tauren, strong Blademaster with an insane inventory, by the way. I do not want to know how much these claws of attack actually made a difference throughout that game. That was quite incredible. Yeah, kudos to both players. I think Romantic played that really well. I mean, obviously his strategy was tailored to have this Phoenix at some point. That's why he didn't build a second hero. You could argue that if he had gone for a Paladin with the Devotion Aura, which is now so much better than it was before, a couple of months ago, could have definitely helped those Riflemen to become a little bit of a stronger, force on the battlefield. But he wanted that Phoenix. He wanted to harass the backline, and I think this game was not unwinnable for him. The Flamestrike in particular dealt so much damage onto those Orc buildings and the army too, and the Peon line. It was beautiful. Could have gone either way, but XiaoKK holding strong, being patient, waiting for a significant number of Torrents, and then he stampeded over his opponent. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed that game. If you did, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Drop a thumbs up as well, and maybe subscribe to the channel if you want to see more Warcraft 3 replay casts. Let me know about your favorite matchup. Let me know about your favorite players, and maybe I can find a hidden gem or a treasure here and there. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.